Hello all, welcome to the presentation of the prose work Birth of a Freedom Fighter written by Nelson Mandela. Let's discuss about the writer Nelson Mandela. Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela was a South African anti-apartheid revolutionary, political leader and philanthropist who served as the President of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He was country's first black head of state and the first elected in a fully representative democratic election. Ideologically an African nationalist and socialist, he served as the president of the African National Congress ANC party from 1991 to 1997. Long Walk to Freedom is the autobiography of former South African President Nelson Mandela, first published in 1994. It covers Mandela's life from his youth in apartheid South Africa, his coming of age and education, his embrace of political activism, and his role in the anti-apartheid movement, and his 27 years in prison on the notorious Robben Island, where he was imprisoned as a terrorist for his role as a leader of then outlawed African National Congress. The narrative also covers the period after his release and chronicles the fall of apartheid and his accession to the presidency, which he held at the time of the book's release. Exploring themes of racial equality, political protest, and the ability of human spirit to overcome great hardship, Long Walk to Freedom is considered one of the most acclaimed and most important autobiographies of the late 20th century. The winner of the Alan Paton Award from the Sunday Times in 1995, it had been translated into multiple languages. Birth of a Freedom Fighter is the third chapter of Long Walk to Freedom. Part 1 of Long Walk to Freedom chronicles Mandela's upbringing in South Africa. Related to the royal Thembu dynasty, he was given the childhood name Rolihlahla, which is translated as pulling the branch of a tree or troublemaker. This name anticipated his lifelong passion for challenging unjust social orders. He was educated at a Thembu college called Clakebury and later at a strict Hurltown school. These students followed strict routines and obeyed harsh rules. But Mandela always found it hard to obey without questioning. He later went to the University of Fort Hare where he studied law. He went on to practice at law firm, which was where he started to become politically aware. In the second part of the book, Mandela focused on the political and social aspects of apartheid in South Africa and looks at the politicians responsible for implementing it. Apartheid was a system of institutional racial segregation that existed in South Africa and Southwest Africa from 1948 until the early 1990s. These include Daniel Francois Malan, the first official leader of the apartheid regime and the man responsible for the harshest enforcement of its policies. Daniel Francois Malan was a South African politician who served as the Prime Minister of South Africa from 1948 to 1954. Mandela joined the African National Congress ANC in 1950 and describes the methods used, which included guerrilla tactics and underground organizations to battle against apartheid. Mandela quickly became known as a significant political figure in South Africa and the apartheid regime became determined to silence him. He was arrested in 1961 and convicted for inciting people to strike and leaving the country without a passport and sentenced to 5 years of imprisonment. However, soon afterwards, additional charges of treachery were brought against him in the notorious Rivonia trial. Although he was facing the death penalty, Justice Dr. Cortes de Wet sentenced him to life imprisonment. Justice Dr. Cortes de Wet was a South African judge who served as Judge President of Supreme Court of South Africa. Part 3 of the book focuses on Mandela's time in prison on Robben Island and Pollsmoor Prison. Pollsmoor is a prison in South Africa. Mandela was one of the most famous persons imprisoned here. He spent 27 years there where he endured hard labor, abuse from Afrikaner guards and uninhabited conditions designed to break his spirit. All the more fully, the all-encompassing oppression of black people and Africans in particular. In this context, the influence of Walter Sisulu is crucial, not only politically but also in helping him to become an attorney, something Mandela valued very greatly. Walter Sisulu is an anti-apartheid South African activist and a member of African National Congress. Mandela came under the influence of a number of young ANC activists and also communists. He formed a close relationship with Indian and white radicals, especially at Wits University. When he made his initial political choices, he believed that Africans should go it alone. That was the political direction of the Youth League founded in 1944 under the leadership of Anton Lembede, Mandela, Walter Sisulu and APMDA. Even though Mandela witnessed bravery and dedication of people of all population groups, many of whom were communists of the Youth League leaders, he was possibly the most hostile to any form of cooperation and notorious for breaking up meetings of other organizations. The Youth League was determined to transform the ANC from what they saw as indecision and timely into a mass organization. At the 1949 ANC conference, they succeeded in having the mother body adopt their program of action. Walter Sisulu was elected Secretary General. This inaugurated the period where ANC emerged as a dominant African nationalist organization, notably during the Defiance Campaign of 1952, with Mandela as volunteer-in-chief. But the 1950s was a time of intensified oppression under National Party rule. In much of that period, Mandela and other leaders were restricted but continued to operate in a secretive and illicit way. He gradually became a man who with his comrades would change that world. Under Mandela's leadership, the ANC prepared for future banning by developing what was known as M-Plan, organizing small cells. Mandela and Sisulu, among others, held initial discussions on armed struggle long before. The nationalization the ANC propounded in 1950s together with allied organizations in the Congress Alliance became a popular multiracial nationalism speaking for all the people of South Africa. The aspirations of this broadly based movement included a non-racial future enunciated in 1955 Freedom Charter's declaration that South Africa belonged to all who live in it, black and white. That Mandela became a leading proponent of Charter illustrates his openness, his willingness to change and develop his ideas when found to be inadequate. In this period, Mandela's commitment to the freedom struggle becomes almost all-consuming. The child born without a hunger for freedom has become a freedom fighter. He continually grows in understanding of apartheid oppression and developed an urgent hunger for freedom, his or ours. That's all about the topic Birth of a Freedom Fighter written by Nelson Mandela. Hope you understood the topic. Thank you for watching.